All right, guys, we are about to get started in just a second. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm excited about this. I am excited about this. I'm going to make the attempt to now try to stream this over to YouTube as well. We'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. I'm clicking it, guys. I'm clicking it. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. To now. Oh boy. Okay, what am I doing? Let's see. Will it work? Will it work? It's gonna stream for sure, but I just don't know if it's actually going to fully go through. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just sitting behind in the background here, waiting for y'all to get in here. How's everyone doing? Deadeye waiting. All right, well, restream if you're gonna work. Today's the day to work, but I don't think it'll be your fault if YouTube doesn't stream appropriately. Yeah. YouTube might have to sit this one out, but anyway, let's just keep it going. Take a back seat. Let's go. Man, all right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been working all day, and now it's after work. I'm Joe, and we did a community goal over on revlo.co/JoAfterWork, where if we met 5,000 points, we would do an AMA. That was about a month ago when the Switch came out, so I owe you guys this AMA. This is long overdue. I want to thank everybody for all the support these last few months and the last month of doing Revlo, courtesy of CB Nuttree. He's the one that suggested it, so thank our mod CB when you get a chance, when he comes in, if he comes in today. I know he's been busy getting ready for moving to another state, so that's a complete lifestyle change. I completely understand, but CB, we send our love out to you, bro. This is going to be interesting. This is fun. I got to read some questions over on Discord. I tweeted it out over on Twitter. I didn't really get anything, but most of you guys follow me on Discord anyway, so I'm going to pull the questions from there first. And then, you know, if there's any other questions, drop them in the chat. Ariel Draco, if you're there, if you can whisper me the questions as they come in, if they come in at all, then that'll be great. But we'll start with the Discord questions first. And before we get into it, I want to catch up with you guys. How you guys' week been? That wasn't even a full statement. How have your guys' week been? Guys, can I double plural that? Is that a thing? Poor grammar already. Oh my goodness, my word. I already see YouTube stuttering. I may have to close it out. K-Bob, what's going on? What's going on? Actually, you know what? Let me fix that title too. I just forgot to add AMA on that. Oh, I had it changed. What the hell? Real talk. ... AMA. Bam. Update that ish. Oh man, week has taken forever, dude. Man, this week was just as nuts as last week for me. Oh man, Deadeye, what's going on? Deadeye, thank you, dude. You were waiting in here before I even started streaming, so thank you. And thank you to everybody that was super patient. Tuesday, we were supposed to do this AMA, and it just didn't happen. I had what's called a moment, and I have these every so often where I just need to, like, declutter everything around me, and it's a thing. I don't know what it is. If you look at the zodiac, it's a Sagittarius thing, which I'm a Sagittarius, so it's like every so often they just feel like they need to, not that I believe in the zodiac, but some of the stuff in there is pretty accurate for my personality, where like they just feel like a need to have sudden change out of nowhere. And that's what happened on Tuesday. I was just like, I need to like just fix all this and get this right. So now I got a new setup. I posted it up on the Discord, and like I think I got it almost to where I want it to be. I ordered a smaller monitor, this games monitor that I've been looking at for like years now, and I just decided to bite the bullet and do it. And like, you know what, it's gonna be worth it anyway in the long run. But how the hell is everyone else doing? We got K-Bob up in here. K-Bob, what's going on? Oh man, Not you guys. You got to say y'all. There we go. There we go. Oh man, Zero, thank you for the host, dude. This is weird not having any background music or even having my headphones on to talk to you guys. Ryan, what is going on, dude? We were talking right before we got started here. Awesome. All right, here we go. We're gonna get started with the questions again. For anybody, the one person watching on YouTube, if you have any questions, please fire them away. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you like what you see here tonight, make sure you give it a like. And here we go. AMA time. Let's go. Where is my AMA tab? There we go. So I'm just going to go in order as the questions that I got first on Discord. But let's see. I think the first one here is from Deadeye. So this is a question from when you started. How long of a time span did you realize you only wanted to do Nintendo games? So this was an on and off inner conflict that I had with myself over the last probably 3 months. I think when Pokemon Sun finally came out and we started doing the giveaways for that and really going heavy into Pokemon once I got my 3DS back, I think that was sort of where the decision in my head started to churn. I was like, you know what? The last 6 months before all that happened, I ended up playing mostly 3DS titles anyway. You look at anything in my library of 2015 outside of January, February, and March, and it's all 3DS titles for the most part. I was playing Box Boy. I was playing I did a little bit of Dementium. I did a little bit of Hyrule Warriors Legends. We did like every Fire Emblem Fates game, minus half of Conquest, which is forever lost now. Rest in peace, Conquest. A moment of silence for that. We did Kirby. There was so much on there, and it was just like, growing up, Nintendo was my console. Granted, I was 4 years old and I had a Sega Genesis as my first personal console, but my brother, growing up, he had the Nintendo consoles. He had Nintendo, he had Super Nintendo, but we played them all anyway. Like, we were always not set on one console. Like, we did play other things. We played arcade games also. There was a pizzeria where there was Samurai Showdown on there. There was like a Neo Geo machine. It had Metal Slug. It had Samurai Showdown on there. It had like 2 other games on there. So we would go there. Like, we'd play a bunch of different stuff. So, but I would always go back to Nintendo. I mean, even handheld stuff specifically, a lot of my gaming life has been spent on a handheld, starting from Game Boy, going to Game Boy Pocket, Color, GBA, DS, 3DS. I think the least amount of time I've spent on a handheld console was during the DS era, where everybody and their mom had a DS. It was insane. It had the most games on there. But yeah, Sonic Master, what's going on? But yeah, I think at around November was when I really started to think about it, and I was like, you know what? We were playing a lot of Resident Evil games, because Resident Evil is another franchise that is like, that I love that franchise. So I think, going forward, we'll still go back to Resident Evil every so often, but and then like a few other things here and there, but for the most part, going forward, like, I made the decision after Resident Evil 7, really, I was like, okay, without saying it at first, going full on Nintendo. I mean, it's most of the stuff that I play anyway, so it just makes sense. It makes sense from me. It makes sense for, especially where there's other awesome people around that are streaming that I know that are playing the other games. I'm like, you know what? There's all these awesome streamers that do it way better than I do, and there's all these other content creators that do it way better than I do. Let me just focus on something that I can do well, and I feel like Nintendo games is up my alley, so I'm gonna stick with that and see where it goes from there. But that's the long answer to that question. I hope that answers it. I actually fixed the Game Boy Advance SP. Nice, nice. Did you add like oh no, the SP had LED screens. There's awesome like Ryan, there's awesome mods that you can do with the original Game Boy Advance. I never had an SP. I always had my Glacier one. The launch day. I had it launch day. I will forever remember that day. I bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 from Toys R Us with my Game Boy Advance, and I had that thing up until, how long have I been here? 3 years now, I want to say. 4 years. I think 4 years. So 4 years ago, when I moved from Astoria, Queens to the Bronx, I lost my Game Boy Advance in that move. I don't know. That and Pokemon Red. My Pokemon Red cartridge. The only Game Boy cartridge that I have that not the only Game Boy cartridge that I have, but the only one out of the batch of Game Boy cartridges and Game Boy Advance cartridges that I still have. That was the one thing that went missing in the move between that and my Game Boy Advance. So those are two items forever lost, which really sucks because now I can't play any of my Game Boy Advance or Game Boy games, which the Advance did both of those. So, oh well, rip. What are you gonna do? Emulation. All right. So we got one down. One question down. Yeah. Game Cave, thank you for the host. Zomber, thank you for the host. True Pretty Tony, Zero, Ruby Ash, Zomber. I think I said Zomber, but I love y'all. Thank you for the hosting. Let me catch up here. What you guys up to? Sonic Master, pew pew pews. Oh man. Stress levels, what's up? I know what drives me crazy. Joe Nintendo Switch hardware is hardest to fix. Well, it's new, right? So I mean, it's gonna take time. People are apparently already hacking the thing to get to the web browser, which is crazy. I was watching one of Edika's videos like a week after the Switch came out. I was like, damn. These guys are ruthless already. Insane. All right, so moving on to the next question. Zombie Hunter, Zomber, shout out again. He asks, what made you start streaming? Interaction for me. I feel like that's where I thrive best, is talking to you guys and like having a good time playing the games while you guys are here, chatting it up, just overall having a good time. And it just goes back to like basic couch co-op, playing games with your friends, and or just playing a game while your friends are watching and like showing them like this awesome moment, or like just beating up dudes in like Streets of Rage 2 back in the day. Like that was one of my favorite beat 'em up games, still is. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, might be a close second now, but it's really interaction with you guys and just straight up enjoying playing games. I mean, for a year and a half, minus the one stint here on Twitch early on in 2015 where I did State of Decay on here, I would always upload. My first playlist I ever did was Resident Evil PS4 when it came out that January. That was my first playthrough for that channel, and I was dead set on like, just being a content creator on YouTube. Like YouTube Gaming came out like 6 months later, I believe, in 2015. It was like summer of 2015, I think it started, the beta for it. And it was just really, once I started dabbling a little bit in the YouTube stream, I was like, well, Twitch seems a little more user friendly, so let me try that out. And then, if that doesn't work, I can at least have the chops to go back onto YouTube Gaming and try to figure it out from there. But my home was always YouTube, still is YouTube. I mean, a bulk of the content that you guys see now are from Twitch live streams, but we're trying to get, YouTube back into the mix as well as far as the gaming goes. But now YouTube's all just me talking on a camera like this right now. So this is weird doing it live. Doing it live! But if to add on to that question, I'll tell you guys the story of how I started on YouTube as well. So this, we're gonna go on for a ride. We're gonna go back in a time machine. We're gonna go back to 2009. Joe was, how old was I? 2009. That was 8 years ago. Jeez, I was 20. Was I 20? 20 or 21 at that point. Jeez. Oh my God, that's disgusting. I feel old. I know 28's not old. I'm turning 29 this year. So around that time, I started up my first YouTube channel, and that was just for my music and stuff. I was very much into music. I went to college to go to be an audio engineer, to learn production, to learn behind the scenes stuff, because that's always been me. I've not been an in front of the camera person, no pun intended, but and it's funny that I'm saying that now, speaking in front of a camera, but it was yay, story time. Exactly. What is YouTube? Huh? What is YouTube? What's that YouTube? But anyway, so yeah, I started up a music channel on YouTube. It's still there. It still exists. If you could find it, some of you guys know. I started a solo project after I had broken away from a band slash early firing, sort of, I guess you could say, from the band. But for the most part, it was me wanting to leave to kind of focus on my own music. And I was like, all right, well, there's people like Mystery Guitar Man and Megan Tojanis, I think was her name. I forget how to spell her, say her last name, and I totally butchered it. But there's really awesome people on YouTube is basically what I was getting down to. And I was like, you know what? Let me at least put music there. This was like before, I think this was even before SoundCloud. SoundCloud might have just been starting up around that time, or been around for like a year or two. But I figured, you know, doing covers and getting my own bits of music out there was a cool idea. So I was like, all right, let me do that. I had recorded, I took a week off of work and recorded EP from my bedroom and had that all mixed and mastered because I knew all that stuff from college. So I decided to do it on my own and use the tools that I learned and had the software already. So thank you, student discounts, for that. And I just kept uploading, and then like doing silly things here and there. And then it kind of just stopped because life happened and work. So fast forward to 2015 January, where pretty much was not doing anything creative between 2011 and 2015, just before 2015. And 2015, I come down with a crazy flu. I've never had the flu in my life. I woke up with like a stupid headache, stomach pains, feeling like I was gonna vomit. This is like, having the flu is the worst thing in the world. It's terrible. And I'm gonna try to rush the story. Sorry, I know I babble along a lot, but I had this flu, and you guys know already. I'm a huge fan of the Kinda Funny guys. I'm a huge fan of like Podcast Beyond and Xbox Unlocked, Podcast Unlocked. Sorry, and the Nintendo Voice Chat, of course. Shout out to Jose Otero. But specifically Podcast Beyond, that year that I've been listening to them since about 2011, 2012 is when I caught on to them. I was getting really heavy into podcasts, and January 5th, I think it was, when I was sick and I was in bed, and then I like had the strength enough to like open my eyes a little bit without the light hurting me from my phone, to open up my Twitter, and they had a post saying, "We quit our jobs." And I was like, wait, what? From Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty, and then Tim Geddes and Nick Scarpino also posted stuff. But at the time, I just had Colin and Greg on Twitter. I was like, what? What the hell? And sorry if I cursed. I didn't mean to do that. I don't normally curse, but you got super, super chill mode Joe tonight. And I'm like, wait, this has got to be fake. No, this can't be right. So that's when They announced that a few months before that, they announced for their Patreon and Kind of Funny, and then they went full on doing Kind of Funny games on their Patreon, and then it was like, yeah, we quit our jobs. This is it. This is our lives. Like, whoa. That is insane. Wait, back up. How the hell did this happen? And they did like I don't know. I can't remember if it was a 24-hour live stream the next day or it was a live stream that day. But I remember there being a live stream while I was sick. It might have just been the next day. And they started doing like all their shows that they normally do for YouTube and talking about like, you know, they talked about like, you know, what it was being at IGN, where they were all at that moment, and they were all, each individual person was at the highest that they can get that company, and there was no more room for them to grow. So really, what was next for each of them? And they joked around talking about like, you know, how much would they need to make in order to, you know, quit their jobs and everything. And they talked about this for months and months and months and months and months. And then they decided to just finally do it, see what happens. You know, if they fail, they can always go back there. It's not the end of the world. Like, they've each been there for so long that, you know, I'm sure that IGN would have gladly accepted them back, especially with the popularity that they all bring, minus Tim and Nick, because they're more behind the scenes dudes at IGN. Tim had like videos here and there, but and then Scarpino was always on Up at Noon and whatnot, which was hysterical. But they were more production. And seeing this is what happens. I babble on and I lose track of what I was trying to say. So if oh my goodness, lost my train of thoughts. That's what I was gonna say. Was, you know what, they can stay at the job where they have security, and I'll get to that in a second, or they can veer off and see what they can do on their own, with the support of their fan base that they have from beyond, and, you know, new people that only know them as Kind of Funny. And so they launched their second Patreon, and I think they made like 10,000-15,000 right off that first day, which was insane. And they get paid every month from Patreon based on, you know, people who, so it's almost like them creating a subscription service, sort of, where you get certain, you know, things like a week before the content comes out for everyone else and all that stuff, and they have like all these different tiers and whatnot. But I thought that was really cool, and that was really ballsy of them to just like go and give up everything that is secure, to just, you know, do what you love and do what you want to do. And I thought that like struck home for me, because I had been following these guys for a few years now already, and I'm like, whoa, they're really going out and just doing what they want to do on their own terms, talking about what they want to talk, creating the content that they want to do, and just overall just being creative without any limits. And that was what I've been missing for a few years, just not doing music. Not, you know, I played games and whatnot to kind of like, you know, just relieve myself here and there, but I wanted to do something else. Like, I love my job, but I still need that creative outlet. And that was the moment that I decided, okay, I'm gonna start it up, see what the hell happens, and just go from there. Do what I want to do, play what I want to play, talk what I want to talk about. And that's exactly what I did. I started up a podcast with my buddy. There was 3 of us at one point, then 2, and then just me. We did a couple we had 2 shows. We did what used to be called the Afterwork show, and I've changed up the format drastically, as you can see. And then we had a podcast called Break Time Podcast, and we did video format. We were on iTunes. Some of the episodes are still up there if you find it. And the videos, they're all still on YouTube. I still keep those up just because, you know, it's a nice reminder of where I started and how far we've come along from there. I mean, dude, freaking 688 in the last 2 years. That's crazy. I mean, I know some people will grow fast super quick. Some people take a long time, and some people never grow. And I'm just thankful that I've had constant support from you guys, which has been awesome. And I'm veering off again. I know I'm gonna get back on track in a second, but it all stems from being inspired by those guys at Kind of Funny, just kind of giving me the motivation to, or the inspiration, not so much motivation, because once I get going, I don't stop. Like, I don't know what a stop button is. I run myself to the ground every day. It is not a sob story or anything. I love doing what I do. So when I do it and I'm focused, and I have a goal in mind, I just keep on going. That's why I'm up until like 2 a.m. every day. It's not a joke. Up at 2 a.m. Up until 2 a.m. and then I have to wake up at 6:30 for work. So it's like I do real work and then I do my after work stuff, which doesn't really ever feel like work to me. So screw it. If you're enjoying and doing what you love, you keep on going. So that's sort of my double answer for Zomber's question about what made you start streaming, and then I added on why I started YouTube. Hunter, what is going on, dude? Oh, man. Jumping in right now. Oh, how's the streams looking for both? Wow. YouTube is actually surprising. Gamesman, what's going on, dude? Oh, man. I'm surprised YouTube is holding up. All right, we're going to jump into the next question. I want to thank you guys for jumping in on tonight's Afterwork AMA. Again, this was all because of you guys. We set up a community goal and we hit the goal of 5,000 points. You guys put in the points and here we are doing an AMA. All right, so let's see. Let's scroll down. Alec had a different question because he sort of asked the same one. What made me switch? Okay, so Alec, you guys know him. He played a lot of Fire Emblem Fates early on in his streams when he was first getting started. So shout out to Alec, sorry. Where's Barry? Where's Barry Raid? Probably only me. Barry, what the hell is going on, dude? How are you doing? Oh, man. I wish I had that copyright music playlist going on in the background. It's so drab with just my voice. Barry, dude, thank you so much for jumping in, though. I know you were streaming earlier. Hashtag Barry Raid. Your boy Barry sent us. Yo, what's going on, guys? You probably picked the most boring stream ever. I'm just talking about me and questions. It's an AMA, so if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in. Right now I'm going through all the Discord ones, and then from there I'll go into the chat box ones. So you guys keep dropping in questions. I will get to them. I promise. We will answer every question because I don't expect to get a lot more questions after this. Barry Buffer. I like it. Oh gosh, yeah, the buffer is real on YouTube, guys. Zombs take over. Goldheart, what is going on? How bad is the stream on YouTube right now? How bad is it? You can... I would love to know how crappy it is, because I see yellow, but I still see it going, but then I see it buffer. Oh man, we're dual streaming right now on Twitch and YouTube. My upload speed went to complete crap right as I was getting on. That's the usual case. Don't know why. It's almost like Optimum Online is watching me. So Optimum, if you're watching me, I'm watching you too, all right? All right? Let's do this. I'm ready. I'm ready for war. I'm going to war with Optimum, damn it. Barry sent us. Barry, dude, thank you for the love, man. Thank you, guys. Oh, man. Yo, everyone is jumping in right now. Yo, it's a YouTube Twitch party right now. Straight up. Now tell me, are you really gonna love me forever? Wah, wah, wah. Oh my god, I thought it was my interwebs. Nah, dude, that is straight up me. Nah. It is all me. Alright. Here we go. We're going to continue with the questions. Right now, like I was saying before, going to do the Discord questions. Then if you guys have any other questions, just drop them in the chat, and I will go through those next. Much love to you all in the chat. Gonna hop on Twitch. Will not know me as then you will not know me as Super Gaming HD on Twitch. It's all good, dude. Guys, the fact that you just dropped in and said hi, and thanks to Barry for that. Like, seriously, thank you guys. Oh, Barry even dropped a link in there. Raid fail. Nah, that's on my fault. It's totally my fault. Maybe someday when we... Twitch raid! Everyone's jumping across! Can't take the YouTube buffering every 5 seconds. Jesus Christ. Alright, so you know what? If that's the case, let me rip the YouTube chat. A moment of silence for YouTube. YouTube, you were nice to me for 2 seconds. For 27 minutes and 40 seconds. Oh, it's green now. Now it's red. Alright, YouTube, rest in peace for tonight. You've done well. You've done well. 27 minutes and 50 seconds. Dante rocks. Dude, have yourself a good night. Sorry, I couldn't read that from here. My text is too tiny on YouTube. All right, so we've closed down the YouTube chat. A moment of silence for YouTube. YouTube. We barely uni. We barely knew ye is what I meant to say. Here we go. Oh, man. Twitch party. Let's get wrecked. Twitch raid! Heard this was an internet thing. Yeah, this is an AMA, so what we're doing right now, for those of you who just jumped in, we did a community goal. We set it up on revlo.co/JoAfterWork. It's basically, if you're on Twitch and you tie it to there, you get points every minute that you're on stream here, and you can use those points to redeem rewards, yada yada yada, all that fun stuff. I have silly things up there. You should check it out. But we set up a community goal on there, 5,000 points. Everyone that put in points towards the 5,000 goal for the month, we would do an AMA. That was right before Switch came out, and then Switch came out, so there was a lot of things that I wanted to also cover and then get back to the AMA. So now that we've had some time away from, so now that we have, you know, a little bit of time in between, I wanted to do the AMA. It is long overdue for you guys. Where's Barry made the list? Where's Barry? Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting to throw up the notifications so when people redeem stuff on here, it actually shows up right there. So that's the last thing I gotta add. I'll do that over the weekend. Wow, even internet is giving up on life. All right. Bravo. Let's give it a shout out to the internet. Shout out to the internet. Optimum, you've been fantastic to me these last couple of weeks. I'm about to go on a rant. Hold on. I gotta get my list. Where is my pen? State Farm Insurance got you covered. Oh man, here we go. Dashboard. Let's see. Has anyone else redeemed anything since I haven't had Revlo up? Yo, this internet thing is out of control. What kind of 56K modem are you using? Netgear Nighthawk X, but it is not my router, it's not my modem, it's just my internet provider. That and the plan that we have here, it's not, I don't run anything here. The internet plan's not mine. Like, basically, long story short, I moved here 4 years ago with the missus. We're living with her mom. She was kind enough to take me in once I moved out of the apartment me, Pretty Tony, and one of our other roommates used to live in, because they raised up the rent stupid high. and we were going to save up and move out, and then, you know, we just kind of kept saving up and never moved out. So we've been, you know, we pay rent here, we pay electricity and, you know, all that stuff and cable. But the cable plan, for one, isn't the greatest, but it's good enough that I should be able to stream perfectly fine for you guys. And Optimum, like I said, I'm watching you, has been throttling me like stupid crazy, especially these last 2 weeks where I haven't been able to dual stream for you guys appropriately. We've had hiccups here and there when I've been able to stream good, but like, not, this is next level. And even Bobo Chat was having issues with Optimum too, so I know it's not just me that's having the issue. It's Optimum like cracking down for some stupid reason. I don't know why. It's not like we're illegally downloading stuff. We're just trying to stream, trying to have fun on here, trying to entertain you dudes. Not my router. No, it's Optimum, Goldheart, Optimum Cablevision on there. I don't know if they have that down over by you. All right, here we go. I'm about to redeem this. Barry, where's Barry? Here we go. So you know what happens when you redeem 500 points on revlo.co/JoAfterWork? Where's Barry? You know? Do you? Do you know what happens when you redeem 500 points on revlo.co/JoAfterWork? Well, where's Barry? You just made the list! There you go. That's what happens. That's what happens when you make the list. Shout out to Chris Jericho. GOAT. There we go. That was fun. That was satisfying. You can enjoy more silly rewards like that over at revlo.co/JoAfterWork. And there's several other people that have made that list also. I believe Zero, Deadeye, CB Nuttree are among the people on that list. It is working. I might have broken it when I slammed it down, but it did work. I kind of wrote Where's Barry on there. I'm going to have a nice clean sheet that's going to have a list of people in neat handwriting, but you're actually, Where's Barry? You're the first one that I got to use the clipboard on, so thank you. That made me feel good that I got to use that. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of working. Just don't tell the missus that I broke the pen. Just going to put that back because it's not mine. She'll find out. She'll blame me anyway. It's fine. It happens. No one redeemed push-ups. Alright, so going back. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's get back to the questions here. That was a nice detour. We had a nice little story time there about my start and how I started on YouTube and Twitch. Oh man, so right now, like I said, I'm taking questions. I'm gonna go through everything on Discord that you guys sent me on Tuesday, and then we'll jump into the chat questions if there were any. I'll scroll up. If there were, I don't think Draco's here tonight, so if anyone posted up questions on here, feel free to whisper them to me. That might make it easier, because I know at some point Twitch starts deleting chat messages also. The pen was passed down from generation to generation. It came over on the Mayflower and the Titanic. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. We're good. Sorry, I just had to. Just had to. There you go. There was Cjo. There was a rare Cjo that just passed by. Oh no, the fish. Oh, you guys are getting it. Yes, there's new emojis on over on Discord. I gotta start uploading and see what I can get approved on Better Twitch TV, so that way you guys can start using more of those. There are some on there right now, but you know how it goes. I gotta make sure that there are not copyright infringement based. There was this your face. Oh my god. Yes, there was actually. I can't front that. That just happened. Oh man, it was a magic Joe. It was a Joe Carp. Carpa Joe. He lives in your Dreamcast. That Dreamcast will remain a dream because I don't have one. Oh man. All right, so I've completely lost my next question. All right, we finished ha-ha-hars. Next one was from L1 Metal Gaming. Do you own every Nintendo console, and how many of them have you purchased on launch day? So, I don't own every Nintendo console. However, the ones that I did get launch day, excuse me, Switch, of course. I got Wii U. And what else? I did get my Game Boy Advance launch day. My Game Boy... Did I get Game Boy Color? I know Game Boy Pocket I got when that came out, but it's like a soft launch. It's the same thing as a Game Boy. Only it took AAA batteries instead of the 4 AA batteries. I don't think I got a Game Boy Color right away, though. I think I got that for Christmas when I was a kid. Dream Broken Cast. Oh my gosh. Oh, Joe, there will be push-ups. Oh gosh, I'm scared. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. I gotta move the camera, I guess, and bring it down. NES Classic, I got sort of launch day. I got it 3 days later. I'm gonna count that. What else? My brother had the NES. Like I was saying earlier when I was growing up, so my first console was the Sega Genesis. Came with Streets of Rage 2. It was a bundle in there. I'm pretty sure if you Google it, it should show up. Just type in Streets of Rage 2 Sega Genesis bundle. That's what I got, and then I got separately Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. But my brother had NES, and then eventually we got a Super Nintendo. He got the N64, and then eventually somewhere down the road, I was able to get one. GameCube was my stepbrother's, but I still have my copy of Resident Evil and Resident Evil 0 and my GameCube memory card in storage. I got the weird things that like, I can't use them because I don't have the console for them. But I can always, emulate them or something, I guess. Shout out to Golden Sun, best Game Boy Advance game in existence, hands down. Screw you, Tactics War fans. Advance Wars, that's what it's called. I just made a lot of people angry on the internet. 98 Desmond says, I currently own a 3DS and a Game Boy SP. Oh, nice. Everyone had the Game Boy Advance SP. Dude, I never got it. I only had the Glacier. That baby lasted me up until 4 years ago when I lost it in the move to the Bronx. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That was it, right? Nintendo, Super Nintendo, didn't. N64, I eventually got. GameCube, that was my stepbrother. Wii, I got from my cousin. I waited online with one of my best friends to get my cousin a Wii, and then eventually I caved and got a Wii. But that was like maybe a couple months afterwards, because it was back when it was Nintendo World. You had to wait on these. You still have to wait on ridiculously long lines, but the Wii launch, oh my God, you could not get a Wii without waiting on that line for like 2-3 hours to get into the store to eventually get a Wii. It was bananas. That was probably the most insane launch year I've ever seen. That was just absurd. That was next level Never want to do that again. That made me not want to do launch night for things. And then Nintendo Switch came around. I was like, okay, yeah, all right, that's. I'll wait online for that. Oh man. And then yeah, Game Boy. I've had every Game Boy. And then I've had the DS Lite. I didn't get the original DS. And then 3DS I eventually got, but then I got the 3DS XL launch day. I did get that. I think I even still have an unboxing up on my channel. I think that was like the first unboxing I ever did. Because I think that thing came out like a month after I started my YouTube channel. It's like February 2015 or something like that. All right, so moving on. Nitus on Twitch. Nitus asks, when, how, and why did you get the cat? By the cat, I don't know if you guys know, on Discord I have a judgmental cat. It's a picture of my cat alliance. It's actually Vanessa's cat, so aka Miss Afterwork. She's had her since she found her as a stray, a little baby. It's hers. Actually, all the cats here are strays once upon a time that have been domesticated. So yeah, that's the long story short to that one. Joe Hunter asks, Joe, are you allergic to stupid people? I don't think I am. I don't know. If I did, I'd probably be super allergic to myself then, if that's the case. Ooh, burn on myself. Damn. Damn, homie, that's cold. But I'm not a rapper. L1 Metal Gaming asks, speaking of cats, what are you allergic to? And did you used to be allergic to cats? So I was never allergic to cats. I was never allergic to dogs up until everything started hitting me when I turned 18. Like, I swear, I turned 18 and then my body just started to fight against me. It started with being allergic to peanuts, and then slowly it became every nut. That didn't sound right, but yeah, every nut. Fruits, most fruits. I can have mangoes, I can have bananas, I can have peaches occasionally, I can have orange sometimes, but like apples, strawberries, cherries, anything with like a pit in it, I just can't eat. My throat starts closing up, my tongue starts swelling up, I feel like I can't breathe, like it's bad. It's really, really, really bad. Yeah, if you want to kill me, that's one way to do it. So there you go. But it's weird because I can have things cooked in peanut oil and be perfectly fine. I can't have soy. So like those soy milk things, I will, same reaction. Can't. I used to not be allergic to dogs, and then one day I did. But if it's if it's a dog with wire hair, I can't do that. If a dog has fur, I can do that now. Like now I don't break out when that happens. I don't know what the hell it is, but if a dog has fur, I'm good. But if they're wire hair, then I'll break out in hives, I'll start sneezing, my eyes get puffy. It's another one. It's just painful. That one I wouldn't die from, but it's just like, it's a nuisance. Like, I'll start breaking out in hives. I think that happened on a live stream once. I started scratching myself. I was like, oh, I'm breaking out in hives. Oh, well, it's fine. But if I have like water by me or something to drink, normally I'll just be fine after a couple minutes, and that'll be that. But I probably should get an allergy test at some point, so that way, you know, I can get approved for like an EpiPen, so that way, you know, it can be used if ever anything happens, because anything can happen. Oh, man. Nintendo is a Switch hitter. I see what you did there, Desmond. Demons. Sorry, I am reading things just all sorts of wrong. I got my Wii a few days after launch, and I thought the same would happen to the Switch. Failure. Dude, Wii was another one. Wii was successful in a different way that the Switch is. We just got everybody. Like, their moms, their people's grandmothers. Like, people's grandmas still have Wiis, and they still play them. It's crazy. Like, it hit casual on the way casual hits iPhone games and Android games, like mobile stuff. That was next level. Switch, I feel like, is getting a lot of the gamers back, which is good. I like that. I think eventually at some point, if there's enough of them and there's enough buzz about them by the end of the year, you'll probably start getting that casual audience back too. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of the casuals that like have their iPad games, their phone games and stuff, they might hit that again. They might hit that again. Just saying. Resident Evil DS, Resident Evil Gaiden, Mercenaries 3D Revelations. Dude, quick story about Resident Evil Gaiden. I rented that game from like a mom and pop shop. It was either that or West Coast Video. This is when I used to live in Staten Island. I don't know what possessed me to buy it. I guess I was just really into Resident Evil at that point, and I rented it, and I was like, I think that's when I first learned that bad games exist. Was that game right there? Maybe we should do that on the channel at some point. Do an emulator of Resident Evil Gaiden. See how that goes. That'll be a shit show. There you go. Curse number 2. Sorry, guys. Raunchy Joe is out tonight, I guess. I guess I can't post this to YouTube anymore. But I still have Resident Evil DS. I actually repurchased that. That was a good remake. They added like little touch feature puzzles and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Oh, man. 98 in the house. Joe, do you English? Half the time. Right, Deadeye? Ryan says he has Resident Evil 3. Nice. Resident Evil 3 is good. I dig it. Chat will commit seppuku. Raunch Joe after work. Raunchy after work. Nice. Hunter's playing RE3. That's awesome. You guys know my jokes about that game. Some of the inconsistencies, but they're it's, you know, it's stuff I love to poke at for fun. Will hurt my mom on Christmas Day? What? Cold Heart? What did I miss? Hold up, I'm scrolling up on the chat here. What the hell did I miss? Desmond from Lost? I never watched that show. I saw a couple episodes, and I saw one episode where there was like a smoke thing coming out of a plane. What's that about? Has your cat ever tried to eat your turtle? Alliance has tried to... Alliance is curious. That's the one that's a judgmental cat on the emote on Discord. And one of the tanks that I have, it has a little opening because I have to filter for the water. And so she'll peek her head in, and since my turtle will just, you know, attack at anything that moves, it goes and tries to snap at her. So she tried to swat at it, and that was like the one time I was like, Alliance, you can't do that. Like I had a stern talking, like if she was a real child. It was really weird. My dad's allergic to bees, dude. That's a terrible reaction to have. I knew a kid in grade school that had a allergic reaction to bees. That is some serious stuff. That's crazy. I would never want that. Red-nosed reindeer, what? There's a medicine called Allegra. It helps your allergies. Thanks, Ryan. If you're deathly allergic, you have to take epinephrine. That's what the EpiPens are, right? Epinephrine? Because I'm pretty sure some of those reactions, dude. I know I need to go get an allergy test. Like, I know I should. I have health insurance. I should do it. I'm just scrolling up on the chat here before we get to the next questions. That way I can make sure. Wesker says, I hate AT&T. Are we at the AMA part yet? I have a good question. Oh, I caught that earlier. Shaking my fist. So yeah, guys, again, I know that there were some questions earlier. I don't want Twitch to start deleting texts. So if you want to whisper me questions, I know I said chat box earlier, but if you want to whisper them to me, just so I definitely have them and can answer them, that might be the best way to go, because I hate to miss a question. But I think I got everything in here so far. I know Deadeye said he added. There we go. I found it. How do you balance? Okay, so Deadeye asked in the chat, how do you balance work and video things? For me, what I do is every day, and it's every day for me, even though you guys don't see me streaming or on here or on YouTube. I'm still working on stuff for whether it's Twitch or YouTube, and just trying to come up with ideas and whatnot. But basically, from when I wake up and go to work, I'm working, you know, usually I'm working 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm up at like 6:30 and then out of the house by like 7:15. But I'll do that, and then I'll, you know, sometimes I'll check in while I'm at work and whatnot when I can. And then when I get home, as soon as I'm home, I'm looking at everything, just trying to see, you know, how the videos did, what am I up, what's next on the upload, what's the schedule. Usually I'll try to have everything uploaded on Monday morning, so that way I have it all scheduled out for the week. And then Sundays I'll spend all day, just, you know, not all day, but a good chunk of the day just editing down all the live streams and whatnot. So that way I have them ready to go for Monday. Then from there, you know, I get home, and every night I get home, whether it's 7, 8 o'clock, then I'll just start working on stuff and start writing out what I want to do, what I have planned, checking, you know, how the videos did, what can I do better, what worked, what didn't work, working on things like these silly little themes and whatnot, whether it's this, whether it's, you know, for Switch, breaking them down for iPad and stuff, what you guys are seeing here for 3DS and all that, and just trying to make things a little bit easier, both on my end and, you know, what makes things more accessible for you guys as well. So it's like, that's why I'm always asking you guys questions in the Discord, or like making different channels for you guys to have suggestions, so that way I'm getting your feedback, you know, and making sure I'm implementing it, so that way, you know, I'm letting you know that I hear you guys and I'm listening, and I'm trying to, you know, apply that feedback and making this channel better. So from there, you know, if I miss out on any extra videos after that and whatnot that are from the weekend that are carried over, like I have a I Am Setsuna video that I still need to finish for tomorrow's upload that I haven't gotten to yet. So once I'm done with the stream here, I'm gonna just go straight to that and start editing that video, so that way I have it ready for 12 o'clock tomorrow. But yeah, things like that. I'm just always like, I don't know what it is, but it's been a thing always with me, where, and it goes back to like my story earlier of like how I, you know, try to stay consistent here, is I always just have like a focus. Like I write down what I need to do. I have my schedule set together, like here's what I'm gonna do, bam bam boom, knock it out, and just keep on going from there. And then by the time I know it, it's like 2 a.m. 3 a.m. sometimes, and I was like, oh, I kind of have to go to work tomorrow, right? So let me shut down the computer. And then it's like working, it's like working 2 jobs basically. One of them you do get paid for. But I mean, you go in and you do what you love at the end of the day, and if that's this, and that's all I can ask for. It's like, I have my job, I have my 9 to 5, I can pay the bills. Good, I'm happy. Then I can come home, I can chill out, relax, and do this. And it doesn't, and the best part is that it doesn't feel like work. I'm just like, I wouldn't be staying up until 2-3 a.m. in the morning every night if I didn't enjoy it. So I think that's the most important thing, is if you really enjoy what you're doing, then that's all the motivation that you need at the end of the day, is to do something that you love to do. And I know that sounds cheesy, and I know that it's a lot of thing that a lot of people say, but it's true. That's just the way life goes. If you're not happy about something and you want to make a change, make the change. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to hold your hand. That's a life lesson in general. No one's going to hold your hand. No one's going to tell you what to do. No one's going to tell you how you should do it. You got to seek it out for yourself, and you got to make things happen for you. So that's what I do. I hope that answered your question. Sorry, I got a little real there. A little too real. I got a little too real there. The salt? Where did the salt come from? Oh, man. Jill Sandwich. Sorry, that just made me think of Bobo Chet. He has a notification that has a remix, and it's a Jill Sandwich remix. Like, Jill Sandwich. This is a silly thing. Oh, man. Love that guy. Bobo Chet. Miss you, bro. Another fellow New Yorker, actually. I have Resident Evil 3. It's a hard game. It's a hard game if you're not entirely sure what's going on. There's certain parts, like the park. I hate the park. It's probably like my least favorite area, but it can go by quick. It's just that stupid puzzle with the gears trying to get the fountains to come up. That's like the one thing that I hate. I did finish DMC5 when it came out on the PS3. It was fun. I done Aminusha Warlords. Nice. Cat versus Turtle on stream. Oh God, no. 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 PETA will call me too. No. My mom was playing... Excuse me. Good Heart says... My mom was playing the Nintendo Wii on Christmas Day. Her arm was... Excuse me again. Whoa. Her arm was sore the next day. Jeez. Dude. That was intense. That what was it? Oh my God, Wii Sports. Wii Sports was crazy. Everybody, myself included, insane. Oh man, you're bringing back memories right now. Jeez. So how many questions have I missed? What was that? Like 5, 6 maybe? Have you owned DMC5 on the Devil May Cry reboot? No, I actually never played it. I think I got it for free on PSN, on the PS3. I might still have it on there, but I've been packing away stuff to put into storage. We're not sure about our moving situation right now, so there's just a lot of things up in the air, so I'm just putting things away that I absolutely do not need to use right now. And as painful as it is, I'm like packing away all my consoles except for my current gen stuff and my Wii U. Gotta keep my Wii U. Homie don't play games. Wii U stays. Don't you worry. You stay there. Okay? Okay? Listen, if C-Man can have Second Life, Wii U can have Second Life, alright? So you're gonna stay there. You're gonna stay there. My heart will go on. There we go. And that's going to end that one. Oh, man. Are Doberman good guard dogs? Those are the big dogs, right? Like the gymongous ones? The Scooby-Doo ones? Is that what those are? Put PETA on 2 cat versus turtle versus feet. Oh my God. What is this? Welcome to WWE Super Slam, where PETA is versing the cat versus turtle versus John Cena. One night only. Anyway, moving on. Oh man. Oh, L1, you missed your questions. I answered your questions. Let's see. Deadeye says, in a post-zombie apocalypse, if you could save one person and yourself, who would it be? Why? Okay, so that's an easy question for me. The missus, of course. It's my partner in crime. It's my life partner. Oy. Gosh, what is it? 2000. Wow. We've known each other for 6 years. We'll be together for 5 years this year. And our 2-year engagement anniversary is this December. Wow. Whoa, that's crazy. Whoa, time flies, right? Yeah, that's a totally easy question. I picked the misses. But I know, and it's funny because we've talked about zombie apocalypse, and she swears that she'll just kill herself if a zombie apocalypse happens. So I may have to pick someone else. I don't know who it would be. Yeah, I don't even I don't even know. I gotta pick somebody that's gonna be able to handle zombies and firearms. Should be. Gonna have to mull on that one a little bit. It's a good question. Also, when will you play Has Been Heroes? Deadeye. Deadeye. All right, so for those of you who don't know Has Been Heroes, that game is the devil. All right. I saw Deadeye streaming it earlier in the week. I was like, ooh, someone else that can share my rage. And I waited because he had just started. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good. I know it's going to be good. And I'm not going to say anything. And then as I saw him start flipping out over how unfair that game gets, I was like, oh, yes, someone is sharing my rage. It's not me. Okay, it is the game. So that was hilarious. That was funny. But I shared Deadeye's pain. But I wouldn't mind playing about 30 minutes. I almost said an hour. I wouldn't mind playing 30 minutes of Has Been Heroes. I'll rock it out for you guys sometime if you really want to see Has Been Heroes. Because yeah, the thing with that game is, even though I keep getting frustrated at how unfair that game gets, some reason I keep going back to it. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. Like I stopped that game after like 3 hours. I was legit pissed. I have not been that infuriated by a game. I'm trying to think of something recent that I've been more infuriated by than that game, and I can't think. Maybe Unfair Mario. Maybe Mario Brothers 2, The Lost Levels. Maybe that. There you go. That's an unfair game. But this one just like it's unnecessarily punishing at some points. I'm like, really? That happened? That boss is gonna throw this many enemies at me? Like, see, I'm gonna get into a rant, and I don't want to get into a rant, so I'm just gonna move on. L1 asks, we're getting down to the last two. For the Discord, I mean, we'll jump back in. I saw Goldheart whisper me a question, so we'll get to that one next. And then anyone in the chat, start posting your questions. So this one's from L1 again. Do you believe that video games have fully... Oh, wait, I just answered that question. Never mind. That was L1's question. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Deadeye's question I answered about zombie apocalypse. Sorry, it was the same... It was similar questions there. Do you believe that video games have fully prepared you for the coming zombie apocalypse? I don't think I can ever be fully prepared. And here's the problem. I don't have any firearms. I have a baseball bat at the front door. That's about it. That's as much firearms as I'm going to get. Yeah. Maybe I should start prepping myself. I learned all my life lessons from Claire, Leon, Jill, and Chris. Man. And maybe Harry, Silent Hill. Shout out to Silent Hill. Cromer, are you in the chat? Are you up in here? Shout out to Cromer. Cromer is like the homie from when I first started going heavy on the streaming with Fire Emblem Fates. That was like the main series that started getting people to watch my stuff. And Cromer was one of the first folks in there with Caroline and Lorenz. And he's always been great. He's always been great. But he asks, why are you here? An actual question. Well, Cromer, my mom and my father made conception. And then I was born. Oh, man. But yeah, that was a thing. So that's why I'm here. Because mommy and daddy did the nasty. Oh, man. Yeah, that was the 80s. That was the 80s for you. Let's see. Let's jump back into the chat here. Why is the fish there? Throws a Pokeball. Goldheart, did you catch it? More semen. Deadeye. Oh my god. Demon says, you made Celine look like an amateur. You're goddamn right. Listen, I've been watching The Voice. Celine Dion was on there. Learn my lessons from her. Just saying. and Joe loses it. I always lose it. When is there a time that I don't? L1 Metal asks, so when is the wedding? We don't have a date set yet. The plan was, when we talked about this, was when we got engaged, we're gonna find a place first. Once we found a place and moved out, we'll then, you know, start planning the wedding and everything. And then things kind of changed here and there. You know, Mrs. lost her job last year, and then I've been working. I'm always working, but that's nothing new. And then, you know, we were trying to find. We were going to originally look into buying, but then it was like, all right, well, one of us working, we sort of might just need to look into renting instead, so that might be easier. And then, you know, from there, we were talking about her going back to school, so she's looking into that, which is awesome. I'm all for that. Like, we've had a lot of talks, and I share part of my life with you guys, so I guess this is me getting more personal with you guys. And yeah, so right now we're still, like I said before, living at her mom's place. She was very gracious 4 years ago now that we've been here since I moved in. She moved back in before I did, but I moved in after me and Pretty Tony lost out on the apartment that we were in, because rent in New York City in general, whew, man. At the time, the job that I had was not going to afford. Nowhere near. Not that the money that I make at my job now is anywhere closer to that, but man, that dude tried to like GS hardcore. But yeah, we've been lucky enough to be here and like just keep saving, so that way we eventually find a place, and then, you know, go from there. And hopefully when we find a place, I can actually like have a proper setup. I can have all my stuff that I've had in storage for 4 years like actually set up behind me, and so that way you guys don't have a green screen here all the time, this bland ass green screen where all you see is turtle tank right there in the bed and John Cena right back there. That was a gag gift for the missus from one of my friends for Christmas. But yeah, we're figuring it out. We're working it all out. A lot of lifestyle changes. So once we get through all those hurdles, we're gonna start planning the wedding and stuff. What is next? Nick HD91 says, Kylie or Kendall? Was Kendall the one in the Pepsi commercial that just happened that had all that controversy for no reason whatsoever? I still don't understand I honestly don't understand why people got upset over that commercial, but okay. I'm just throwing that out there. Everyone, show Nick HD some love. New to the stream. If you're still in here, Nick HD, what up? How you doing, bro? You know what? I don't even know how low the volume's been for you guys, but just raise the volume so I can actually hear when I get a notification. Scrolling down. Give the cat a gun, it will adapt and survive to the zombie apocalypse. Jesus Christ. You know what? Probably would. Wouldn't be surprised, 98. Ryan says, do you stream on the PS4 playing Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition? Oh, so yeah, Ryan, I don't know if you were here. I've sort of veered off. I knew you'd come, Angel Rose. Welcome. And thank you for the host. Everyone, show Angel Rose some love. If you're in here, how's it going? But yeah, no, I've sort of pretty much veered mostly Nintendo. We'll go into other console games every now and again, once in blue moon. You guys know I love my Resident Evil, and I love my Kingdom Hearts. At some point, you know, we'll dabble in other games here and there outside of Nintendo consoles. But for the most part, straight up Nintendo streamer, doing what I do best. That's my realm. It's been my world for a while, so. Joe, didn't know you were engaged because of the fanfic. You and Miss Joe are engaged. Power of the Scorpio. Nice, nice. Oh, man. Changing up plot lines and stuff. Scorpio is the CPU, dude. Oh, Xbox Scorpio. Goldheart Zodiac. Yeah, I am Sagittarius, and she is a... Oh, it's about that time for the cat. No. You all right? Yeah, you gotta go to the bathroom. All right, give me a second, guys. Come on. You got it. Dude, the door's open. Go for it. I know you didn't knock him down, right? You're good? Why are you giving me that face? Don't be a jerk to the other cats. And there's Sunny's back there. I don't know if you guys have seen Sunny, but she can be a bit of a jerk sometimes to the other cats, so I hope she didn't knock him down. He has balance issues, so it's like he's got to use only his 2 front legs for everything, and he can walk on all 4, but it's like very wobbly. He never fully developed, so he can't walk straight. Like he's got to like really try really hard to use his hind legs. So every time I hear a large thud, I'm like, dude, you okay? But it's because he swings his body to make sure that he lands appropriately, and it's like I just carry him off every time. But if he doesn't reach out for me, then I don't know. And of course I have the green screen behind me. Usually he's knocked out all the time when I stream. It's usually the other cats that have to leave the room, so I never have to really worry about it. But yeah, what I was saying was I'm a Sagittarius and the missus is a Capricorn, right? That's next, Sagittarius and Capricorn, because she's end of December. Yeah, I think that's... Oh, now you want to... Now I knew you were gonna get up. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I knew that was gonna happen. She sat up, looking at me like, I'm gonna wait till you sit back down and be a jerk and walk to the door. Jerk. America! America! Where's the nearest gun shop? Yeah, but I think New York City is like the most strict when it comes to like getting a gun license and stuff like that. Elwin says, you're selling it, Joe. I might have to get Has Been Heroes. I'll play it, and then I'll let you make the decision. I don't want to say go buy the game, because it is definitely not for everyone. Pretty Tony played it at the NYC event when I took him, and freaking he enjoyed what he played, a little bit of it. So when finally the game was out, I was like, all right, you know what? Tony said Tony was interested in it. Concept, fun as all hell. It's the way the game plays out at certain points that just, I don't know. I feel like the way certain enemies just bombard you with, like, certain battlefields just bombard you with enemies to the point of you're completely underpowered is just unfair, because it's randomized every time. So it is like stupid randomized the way it works. I knew you were going to answer it like that. Wait, what? Sorry, L1, I missed that one. I knew you were going to answer it like that. I'm not sure what happened. Iljo, just glad he didn't go into detail gold. No spoilers, please. Wait, what? I don't even know what happened there. Sorry, guys. Oh, man, Angel in the house. Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm like finishing up, trying to scroll, trying to catch up as fast as I can. West Coast is awesome, but East Coast is like cheese on the donut? Brian. If zombies appear, gonna have my weapons ready. And his name is... John Cena! You can't see me. Oh man, okay. I think I Don't be in NY when the apocalypse happens. I don't think I have a choice. I've lived here my whole life. Born and raised. On the playground is where I spent most of my days. The question about how you got here. Oh. Oh, man. Actually, yeah. I mean, it's weird. I don't think I've ever told anyone this, which is kind of crazy because there's a lot of crazy stories that my family tells me, and I only found out about this one a couple years ago, like as recent as like 3 years ago. And it was all because I had to get my and it's funny because I have to do this all over again because for some reason I can't find my social security card. I needed it when when we were like filling out paperwork for an apartment that we were gonna get, and we ended up not taking it. But but I found out a couple years ago from my mother that well, not from my mom, but from my aunt, the story of, you know, my mom, because she passed when I was 7 years old. So when I was born, she found out that she had HIV, which is crazy. So they wouldn't know whether or not I would have had it a year out. So they had to wait a whole year to find out whether or not I had it. And thank God I don't have it, because that would have been crazy. But she contracted it because in the 80s they used to do blood transfusions for different things. Like she had oh gosh, I forget what cancer she had, but I guess they had to do a blood transfusion for something, and they didn't do testing for, like, you know, diseases and stuff back in the mid 80s when, you know, they were doing blood transfusions for all these things. So she got it from that, and they didn't know. And then, yeah, and my father doesn't have it, but apparently, again, Puerto Ricans make up a lot of stories, so I don't know how true this is, but apparently my mom had HIV when I was born, and they had to wait the year to find out if I had it, because I guess like development and stuff, but I don't have it. And I'm super lucky to be in this world today. Like I ever since I found out about the story, I'm like, wow, I am fucking lucky to be here. Like that is insane. That's not a story you hear. That's not a story that you just fucking just get like out of nowhere. Like it's just crazy that like that's why that was one of the things. Like, I don't know if you guys read in like the charity section that I put in the Discord, but like I wasn't sure if like the Red program was like a program that like gives most of the proceeds to the cause, because I want to eventually start doing like charity things, and that's one of the things that like hit home for me the most because of my mother. And that was just one of the many things that she had towards the end of her life that ultimately like cancer came back again, and that's what, you know, got her. But yeah, like that right there, I was like, whoa, that's a heavy fucking load to take out. But yeah, I was trying to think of like other charities that, you know, donate towards that cause, and I was thinking like, you know, if the Red program was good enough, like I need to do more research on that. But if you guys also have any suggestions of like charities and stuff that we can like start setting up like monthly charity donations for, that would be great. Like I think that'll be really cool to do, so, and really nice thing to do as well, so that way, you know, it's like something nice that we can do for someone else, you know. And it's crazy. I was reading up on like some of the Red stuff, and they were saying how like they're getting closer, and they think within a few years they'll be able to prevent all childbirth from having transmitted diseases of HIV, which that's nuts. Like that that is insanely awesome that we're that far along in research that we can actually put an end to that. Now Joe's turned PG-13. Yeah, I know. Sorry. When I get really in real life about it, I start cursing up a storm. But yeah, it's weird. I thought about it a lot, and I was like, I want to at least start off with that, and then from there open it up to you guys. So if you have any suggestions of like a charity we could build up a donation to for a month, and then set that donation out, like whatever amount we end up making, sending it to them, I think that'll be really, really awesome. But yeah, sorry about that random like thing. I just felt like that was like appropriate to share that with you guys. I don't know why. I don't know why I spewed things out like that. I smell Joe move the cat. What? Ryan, what the hell? Joe, do Dobermans make great guard dogs? Oh, I answered that before, Hunter. I wasn't sure whether or not the Dobermans were the Scooby Doo ones. Are those the Scooby Doo ones? When you get married, you live in the west coast of Seattle. That'll be okay. Holy Grail Joe America. What? What has happened here? All right, I had a whisper. I saw a whisper before. There we go. Okay. Gold Hot asks, although Nintendo will not be attending at E3, what games are you expecting to be showcased? That's a good question. Steering it back onto video games. So let's see. Let's think about the lineup that's coming out for the fall of this year. What Nintendo likes to do really is like showcase games that are going to be coming out within that year. Very rarely do they ever steer off into like games that are going to be coming out next year. There's slight exceptions, like we've seen that with Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE, when before it was called Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. We've seen it with what else? We saw it with Breath of the Wild unintentionally. It just ended up being the case that they ended up delaying the game several times. But very rarely, with between the, and I noticed this more so with the Wii U era. I'm not so sure that we saw it to this extent in the past before that, but Wii U and now, with the 3DS and Switch, they've been more cautious of like what they're presenting and showcasing. I see Zelda fixed some typo for NES Classic. What? Typos in the game, like the text? Sorry, I got distracted there. I saw I saw Barry's thing go up. But Nintendo. So sorry, that's me trying to get back on a train there. As far as Nintendo, let's see. They're probably going to show Splatoon 2 for sure and give a release date for Splatoon 2. They're probably going to give release dates for a couple things. You got Mario Odyssey coming out this fall. You got Fire Emblem Warriors coming out this fall. We'll probably see gameplay from those. I don't think we'll get a specific date yet. I'm trying to think 3DS games, but they really have not been showing the 3DS love. I saw the eShop list on Nintendo Life today, and 3DS had one title for today. I think it was called Dragon Castle. This is like, really? What the hell is going on right now? You guys said you were going to support 3DS still, and I'm not seeing anything. Wow, I really scratched myself there. Jeez. All right. But yeah, so Splatoon 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, Mario Odyssey, a lot of indie titles Nintendo showcased before Switch was coming out, as like towards the lead up. I think we're gonna start seeing release dates for those. So you had like games like Flipping Death. What else? There was a couple of ones. Now I gotta go back. We're gonna go to the list of Nindies for Switch. Here's where Joe normally has his research up before he starts posting things. He starts spewing out things. But oh yeah, there was Towerfall. Oh, what was the other game? Warzone. No. Is it in here? Oh man. There was an awesome tactics RPG game for Nintendo Switch. Oh gosh, that game I hope gets a release date. I can always go to the YouTube channel, right? Wargroove. There we go. I found it. Oh, man. Spacefly, what's going on? Oh, man. Dobermans are the RPD dogs. Oh, well, if that's the case, if they're the zombie dogs, Hunter, hell yeah. Just go back to your question. Are Dobermans good guard dogs? Man, if they got the bite, hell yeah. You doing okay, Joe, after work? Oh, yeah, dude. This is our AMA. Just to blah, 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 blah. Just to catch up with everybody on what's going on right now. We did a 5,000 point goal over on Revlo.co. We did a community goal. Everyone put points towards it last February. Sorry, last February. I made it sound like it was last year. In February, we did a month goal, and now I am doing the AMA for everyone up in here right now today. And over from, I pulled out questions from Discord. We answered all the Discord questions, so now we're just catching up in the chat, and I'm getting all the questions whispered to me now. Thank you guys. Right now we're on Goldheart's question. I was just talking about Nintendo attending E3 and what games are expecting to be showcased. So I'm expecting definitely all the indie titles that Nintendo was showcasing to start having release dates. Maybe they would do something like Xbox had the Summer of Arcade. I'm wondering if Nintendo... Oops, I just turned off the light. I'm wondering if Nintendo would actually have a Summer of Arcade type thing, but for the Nindy titles, and maybe they'll name it something clever. We'll also probably see the Nintendo Online program start being released early. The free stuff that, the free trial that they announced when Nintendo Switch was coming out, the lead up to it. Since Splatoon 2 is coming out, I'd imagine that they'd want the phone app to be working at that point. Therefore, they would probably need to start up the Nintendo Online program at that point. So I expect to hear more from that for sure, E3. We talked about the major titles that are coming out this fall. Unless Nintendo has some other ace up their sleeve, I think Mario is probably going to be late November. They usually have their biggest titles, their headliners closing out the holidays. So you'll probably expect to see that like right before Black Friday. And then you'll probably see Switch bundles and whatnot, but I don't expect to see deals. Lights Out. Oh, man, that was a great game. Shout out to Lights Out. Shout out to the 1990s. Spacefly and I were, like, song requesting out the Yazoo the other night in OK Cunning stream. Throwing out all these 90s hits. And then there were some songs that OK Cunning was not playing because they were so bad. It was great. It was great. But I want to talk more about that. I'm going to do a video on that, Goldheart, of things to expect from E3. So give me some time. Expect that video next week, because I have been writing down some stuff. I don't have my notes up, and I don't have any of my tabs open for that. So I'm going to do a video for that. Don't you worry. I got you, Goldheart. And by the way, everyone, can we give Goldheart some love? Goldheart hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So if you have not checked out any of Goldheart's content, please show her some love. Gold, if you want to leave a link in the chat, please feel free to do so. Everyone, congrats to Goldheart. Show her the love. Give her that support. Joe, I know it was good, though. What? Mario 64, best game. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. That is, I can't compete with Mario 64. Best N64 game. Man. Or best Mario game. Nah. For me, Mario World is the best Mario game. But damn. Mario 64 is a classic. Damn. N64 had classic titles, dude. Jeez. He was such a song Nazi. What was it? He didn't play Better Than Ezra, right? There was a Better Than Ezra song that he didn't play. What else? There was a Our Lady Peace song that he stopped in the middle. I was like, dude, you can cut it. It's fine. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the love for gold. I have a crazy new question. Hour 1 is too low for a level on Kushala. I have no idea what that means, Ryan. Oh my goodness. Favorite game of all time is Mario 64 for space. Nice. Yes. Yes. Dude, that's still such a classic game. Oh man. Damn. That makes me want to bust out the N64. I still have my N64 back there in storage. In the closet. The storage room I call the closet. There's a closet that has all my crap that's been there for 4 years. Basically stuff that I would like to have out, but just don't have the room for. This corner right here where I stream is everything that I own. I wish I was joking. I am not. Aside from the TV to the left of me. That's about it. I think we're officially... No, wait, no. There was another whisper. L1 asks, are you an audio engineer? Do you work in a recording studio? No and no. I'm one of the people that the only degree... Well, no, I'm not one of the only people. I'm one of the few people that I know around me that doesn't use my degree for what I do, other than the YouTube stuff, really, which is at a very minimal scale. But the only time I had used my degree really was when I was working on my own music. I was using that stuff that I learned and applied it to music. That was when I used it at my heaviest, and that was 5 years ago at this point. And I've pretty much, I continue to keep up my chops and make sure I don't forget anything that I've learned, and still trying to learn new stuff here and there. But I don't use my degree for a job. My job is actually being a facilities manager at an art gallery. I oversee a few locations, and my job is, coordinating all the contractors, negotiating the prices. Very, very boring stuff. I'm sure half the people just fell asleep as I started talking about this, but I coordinate all the jobs. As far as like whenever construction needs to happen, something needs to get demoed after an exhibition, and a layout needs to change, I'm the guy for that. Whenever we renovate offices, I set up all that stuff. Whenever, upgrading AC units, dealing with landmarks, that's always fun. All that stuff. That's what I do as my real job outside of the YouTube, Twitch world. Real exhilarating stuff. But I've been doing that. When I used to work at Apple, I sort of moved around a lot, and the last thing that I had done for the last 3 years out of the 8 that I had worked there was facilities coordination. And then from there, I got this job where I work at now and doing facilities management. So it's just me, coordinating all that stuff and getting it all together. Joe the Demo Man. Oh man, be proud of me. I actually wired something myself just to save $400. Or ran wire just to save $400, and then had the other guys wired up. Had to get a panic button installed. Can't have enough of those. Okay, Cunning, is he really here? Does he live space and Cunning in the same stream at once? Oof, I bought an N64 in games, but I lost. What? Space, what? No! What happened to the N64? Oh, man. Oh, Ryan was talking about Monster Hunter. But wait, Space, what happened to your N64? No! Oh, man, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. Cunning with the cats! Oh, my God! How's it going, dude? Goldheart says my dad did that kind of work. So then I'm sure your dad knows, dude. It can be ebbs and flows with that job. But yeah, summers are I'm busy year round, and I'm always on call for no matter what happens. Like if something needs to get done in the middle of the night, I got to get it done. Which is why I end up having to do breaks midstream sometimes because I get phone calls from work. Whatchamacallit? I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. We're going to move on. I give Goldheart 1 trillion hugs. Aw, Ryan with the love. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. Going back to 2008 when I graduated, good old community college. Shout out to Queensboro, QCC. But I went there, did my audio engineering, got my degree there, took winter, summer, fall, spring classes. I went the straight 2 years because I would have to travel 3 hours to get there every day to work. I think this is where the mentality starts to kick in that I just don't shut off my brain. I don't take a day off. Which is the missus was actually telling me about that. I was like, you don't take a day off. You don't like enjoy yourself. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I enjoy myself. This is what I like to do. This isn't work. This is fun. This is what I sit here and freaking enjoy myself. Sorry, I almost cursed again. That would have been the 4th curse in like the span of 3 months that I haven't really cursed at all. I don't really curse in general unless you watch like my first year's worth of videos on YouTube. Then there's a lot of cursing there, but other than that, I've sort of tamed myself. I've matured, as the kids would say. Go outside and fly a kite. Freaking Barry, man. But yeah, after I had graduated college and it was 2008, I don't know how many of you know about like the big crash that happened in 2008. So a lot of people were just not hiring whatsoever. I tried doing intern and freelance work and just nothing was coming up. It was just like really hard to find things to do outside of I was working part-time at Apple, and then I went full-time there just because I ended up not continuing with my bachelor's degree. I have my associates and never went back for my bachelor's. Maybe one day. But yeah, I went there and tried to like just, tried to get work somewhere else, as well, doing what I wanted to do, and just not happening. No one was taking anything, not even for free, which is really weird. It was also that weird time where like, I guess a lot of places were starting to only doing internships for college credit because they didn't want to pay students or pay interns, which that's a thing that does happen. Like, and I believe that it's now like it has to be either college credit or you get paid. And since I wasn't in college, I couldn't take the college credit, so they weren't going to pay someone. And I had to put my resume out everywhere. I had like my portfolio set up and everything ready to go. Like, here's stuff that I have worked on. Here you go. Like the cool thing about my college was like everything that we did there that we learned, it was building up a portfolio basically. So I was able to present that stuff, and then things I had worked on outside of that too, which was really, really awesome. Yeah, Space says 2008 was rough. I remember I was in the same boat, dude. It was crazy. Barry says I always yell F you at the people in the videos at work because they mess up their lines or smack the mic with their hand, etc. But not them in real life. Them in the video editing the screen. Oh my goodness. There should be a whole lot of cursing while video editing. I don't know if I have moments with Final Cut or Premiere. Both of them are notorious for this. Whenever there's an update, The first thing that never gets fixed is the desyncing audio issue. Like, it just always pops back up whenever there's an update, and then eventually they fix it, and then eventually they do another update, and it pops back up again, where it just, you get the video, and then the audio just desyncs by like 10 milliseconds or 15 milliseconds every time. It never fails. It just never fails, and it's always a thing forever and ever and ever. And I've looked up on forums, and it's just always happens. Always happens. Zomber, what's going on? Just got off work. Nice. We're winding down on the AMA right now. We've gone an hour and a half. Jeez, I didn't even realize that. Damn, I talk too much. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, just going back to 2008, like, that was like, and that was a scary time for even at Apple too. Freaking Apple, like, the phone just launched in 2007. I had been there less than a year. It was the fall. I remember specifically because I graduated August of 2008, got my degree. September, they were starting to cut back on hours, and they were only using mostly full-timers. So I went full-time right as that happened. And then I just couldn't find work anywhere else, so I started like focusing on my own music. And I think that's really what pushed me to start focusing on my own music. And in September, I was still living in Staten Island, and that was when I ended up becoming a nomad for like 6 months. I went from living with my brother in Jersey City for a couple of weeks, then moving to my grandmother's, then living in Queens on my own. That's when I got my first apartment. Then I moved to the Bronx the first time. This is my second time moving to the Bronx. And I had lived there for about a year, and then I moved to Astoria, and that's where I was there for the longest time. And then I moved back to the Bronx after they hiked up the rent again. But yeah, those couple of years were weird, and it's funny too because it's like I had intentions of going back to school. Like, I even went straight from graduating. Like, this is how it went. High school, I took a week off after graduation, then started school that July, and kept going until August of 2008. So that was 2006 to 2008. I went straight through, got working at Apple in 2007, and then 2008, the fall, I also did interview for, and like did audition, for NYU to go into their audio engineer program. I got accepted. And shout out to Foo Fighters, because I learned the Pretender overnight for the audition, because they said you had to perform 2 songs. So I went and showed my range, and I played a Mana song, and I and I played a Foo Fighter song, so that way I can show that I was, both, with the times and showing a little bit of my culture as well. But yeah, I got accepted, and then I only got like a partial, like, NYU was I can't imagine how much it is now, but it was $42,000 without room and board when I got accepted, and that was with a $5,000 scholarship, no grants, no financial aid whatsoever, because I made too much to go there. Granted, this was a kid working at a part-time retail job for like just over minimum wage. Like, how do you make too much and not get accepted for financial aid? I'm sorry, that's absurd. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But that was almost 10 years ago at this point, and hey, what are you gonna do? You move on. I have no regrets about the decisions that I have made. I'm actually happy with where I'm at right now and what I'm doing, because if I had kept following through with all of that, I might actually be doing this not in the capacity of gaming, but more so doing music for video games. That was sort of the end goal for me, and maybe some point down the road that can happen. But yeah, for now, I'm Joe After Work, and I'm here. And I think that's the perfect note to leave this on. How old are you now? Oh, I'm 28. 28. Turned 29 this December. I'm an 88 boy. I was like 19 in 2008. Well, yeah, 19 in 2008. I was 21. We're only 2 years apart. Nomad Joe. That's what I'm talking about. 2008, a lot of people laid off in my company, and I took a $500 per paycheck cut. Fuck. Started freelancing then because of that. Dude, that is insane. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. That's crazy. And it's like, what's crazier is I don't know who like I'm afraid of like the next couple of years. I feel like, I hope it doesn't happen again. It's like at least over here in New York City, like it's like everything bubbles up so quickly, and then it's like things get so expensive, and eventually just like, and it's like, I don't know. That's just a paranoid person in me. I'm always paranoid about that stuff. 1 year apart. Okay. Sorry. I can't math. I can't math half the time. I have a late birthday, so that screws up everything for me when it comes to like age. Joe, you're 10 years older than me. Oh, damn. Well, I'm going to try and stream, but my internet is being buggy. Dude, I'm surprised my stream hasn't cut out at this point. I feel like it's going to happen again too. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. And then I feel like with where I'm working at right now is cool. I don't think it'll impact me personally, but I feel like it'll impact a lot of salespeople. The sales stuff. I don't work in sales. Operations has always been my thing. I'm more of a back end dude, so yeah, I feel like a lot of people are gonna get screwed soon. But knock on wood, whatever. I know that's glass and my brain is my brain, but sometimes it's, sometimes there could be wood up there. Who knows? But yeah, I feel like if everyone, it just goes to the thing. It's like, and I'll end on this note. Nothing at the end of the day is secure, no matter how secure people say their jobs are and whatnot. I know I said it probably won't affect me, but hey, it could affect me. You just never know. There's always the unknown, no matter what. For all we know, tomorrow you can lose all your healthcare and whatnot, and not be able to see a doctor without spending an arm and a leg. But that just goes to show that it's like now is a better time than ever to literally do what you want to do. Like, have your heart set on something that you truly believe in, and as long as you're consistent, you believe in yourself and what you're doing, and just not stopping at all, no matter, regardless of what anybody says. And I know that is probably the most cliche thing in the world, but it goes back to what I was saying before earlier. No one's gonna do it for you. No one but yourself is going to do it. So if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't put the effort every day, no matter whether it's staying up hour upon hour, doing something and not realizing that, hey, you kind of do need to sleep a little bit, like, take breaks here and there, don't kill yourself, but just keep going at it and drive. And regardless of whether, the wins are very small and very incremental, at least they're wins, and you're working towards the bigger picture. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for, and eventually everything falls into place, and you'll have the happy life that you've always wanted. And as long as you keep working on that and being yourself and being genuine and believing in yourself and staying true to what you believe in, that's probably the most important thing that you can do. Then no one's gonna stop you. And that's real talk right there. That's real talk. I'm gonna end this. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that fish of Joe. Seaman Joe is flying. There we go. Sorry, everyone that's in the other apartment is probably like, what the is this guy thinking? Guys, this was an awesome AMA. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if we'll do something like this in the future, but if you guys want to see something like this down the road, maybe every couple of months or something, we could just sit here, chill out, and do the do. I just stole that from Mountain Dew because I like Mountain Dew. I think I've caught that thing. Oh, man. Joe is very fishy. Ugh. Ugh. Man, Joe, close your legs, right? Never stop, never stopping. And that is no truer words have ever been spoken, Barry. Good luck. Good job, Joe. Back to playing Zelda. Hell yeah. You know what? I got to get back into that. So here's the deal for this weekend, guys. I'm going to close out. This weekend, I want to do... Excuse me. I want to play some more I Am Setsuna. Or Sex Tuna if you're Barry. Also... Oh gosh. What the hell was the other thing? My goodness. Oh, there was a game that came out earlier this week. I'm going to switch up scenes real quick. And we're going to turn on the Nintendo Switch. So I can show you guys what is the dealio. But we picked up Graceful Explosion Machine. So I want to play a little bit of that. And if we have time, we'll play 30 minutes of Has Been Heroes. But I definitely want to try out Graceful Explosion Machine a little bit. And we're definitely going to jump into some more I Am Setsuna. I purchased orbs on Fire Emblem Fates, Fire Emblem Heroes, sorry. I'm not very proud of that purchase, but if the characters look good for the recent update, then maybe we'll do a summon session sometime between tomorrow and Saturday. So we'll play that one by ear. But Graceful Explosion Machine and I Am Setsuna, 2 games that I definitely want to try out this weekend and get further on, because I Am Setsuna, we can probably finish, if we do 2 5-hour streams, we could probably finish it by next weekend because it's not that long of a game. And I've also been doing a little bit of grinding as well in that game. How many beers has it been today, Barry? Never stop when you're being chased by a zombie. 0. Oh my god, what is going on, dude? Has Been Hero, 0 beers. I'm taking a beercation, which is a vacation from beer, not awesome vacation filled with beer. Oh my god. Joe needs to wear a Lucina outfit. Oh man, that's too intense. I'll probably sweat to death in that thing. So yeah, if Deadeye's calling me out on that Has Been Heroes. What the hell? Where are these scratches coming from? Jeez, Joe. Oh, you guys want to see my bruised up toe? I totally effed it up a couple days ago and thought my toenail was gonna fall off. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a thing that happened. I went to pick up my work phone. I got off the bed, and I slammed my foot right into the chair. I thought I lodged my toenail back inside of me. It was pretty painful. It was a lot of blood. This is not fun. And then I felt like I was an extra on The Walking Dead the other day. I can walk fine now. I'm not limping anymore. But, man, that hurts. L1 wants to see it. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. This is going to be disgusting, guys. So close your eyes if you don't want to see it. But there you go. There's the purple toe. Let's see if I can do this without showing you guys the mess. But there you go. There's the toe right there. It's all gray and purple and look look at that. That is gnarly. It was a lot worse. It looked like a freaking golf ball on my toe. That's how bad it looked before. Oh, man. John Cena's hiding in the background over there. Let's do that. Bam. Wait, Joe has legs? What do you think? I levitate? Like Dalsim right there? Oh, man. Show the toe. Show the toe. Oh, my goodness. He didn't go into details, Hunter. Yeah, so At least my toenail's not falling off, so that's a plus. That's all I can ask for. I can't do Queasy. I can watch horror. I can play horror games. I can't do like the up close. The missus says one day when we have a kid, like, I'm not gonna be in there. I was like, no, I'm gonna be there when we have a kid. Like, that's gonna be a thing. I'm not going to faint. I might gag a little bit, but I'm not gonna faint the day we have kids. I'm sorry. I'm there. The toe is a new bioweapon. Oh my god, not yet. Didn't know you were streaming Toe Jam and Earl. Thank you, someone. Oh man, I'm glad it was you, Barry. Toe Jam and Earl. I was waiting for somebody to make that. Dude, why would you show us that joke? Hey, blame L1. L1 wanted to see that. I am sorry. You're gonna be there and pass out. Oh man. Hey, if I do, it's the thought that counts. 5 on, he faints. Oh my god. Yay, kids. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Oh my gosh. That is funny. All right, guys. This is it. Thank you so much for the last... I'm just going to say the last almost 2.5 years that I've been doing this. It's an awesome ride, and we're not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm going to keep going until I can't go anymore. And until I can't go anymore is probably until the day I die. So this is a thing. This is my baby, and we're going to have some fun times. We're going to have fun this weekend, and I hope that I can finish this cool animation that I've been working on. I say animation because it's mainly GIFs on a thing that I made that we'll close out with, and I'll put a cool, dope song or something. Hot fire. I'll put some hot fire on it right now when when we close out. So, see y'all tomorrow for another stream. Take care. Love y'all.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother...